I'd love to know who came up with this hierarchy based on how we value different levels of work, right? Regardless of where you are in the world, we've somehow adopted this as an entire society that certain types of jobs are worthy of a certain amount of money, and we place them on a hierarchy that if you're doing this kind of a job that we perceive to be low level or doesn't require much, you're only allowed to earn this much. And if you're doing this level of job, you're only allowed to earn this much. Okay. I'm going to be sharing more on that and my insights into this. And if you struggle basically with the perceivedness or judging people or not accepting people as they are based on this, and I know a lot of people struggle with this in society where we tend to value people of in certain position higher than other human beings, then this video is for you. So I'm going to be sharing my insights on this. Okay. So first of all, my name is Eva. I'm an intuitive healer. I work with two modalities, which might actually help you in your growth, in your healing, in your transformational journey, releasing blockages and traumas that you might be facing or you've been struggling with all the way from childhood. These two modalities have been such a game changer for me, and I'm so excited to actually help you in your healing journey if you're watching me. But I'm going to be sharing more on how the two modalities can actually help you at the end of this video. So make sure you tune in until the end to get a taste or get an idea of how these two modalities can actually help you 10x your healing journey. I love to start my video by sharing my lesson for the week. And I do this because I want to encourage you to really put growth, transformation, evolution as one of your highest values every single day. I would love for you to tap into improving in a certain area of your life, something that a lot of people don't do. You know, if you've ever found yourself waking up months down the line, years down the line, and you're just still in the same space, chances are you've been stuck in your comfort zone for a very long time. And for most people, whenever they feel stuck, there's certain unease and uneasiness that comes up. You know, you're feeling unfulfilled, you're feeling like something is missing. And the reason or the main reason behind that is that you're here for your soul's evolution. So that can happen if you're just doing the same things over and over and over again. So what usually happens is that your soul will always trigger you to move, you to change. So what I do with this is that I encourage you to ensure that you're growing each and every day, each and every week. Don't be the same person who started off this week. Don't be the same person who started off even today. Try to grow in a certain area. It doesn't matter which area, but just aim to grow and be better. So one of the lessons that I've been tapping into this week, which I know I've spoken about, but I feel it's a necessary reminder, is that the thing that you resist most probably holds your highest transformation. A reminder that a lot of people need to have right now. Anytime we're wanting to step out of our comfort zone, where do we get the most resistance? It's from our mind, from our ego, right? We're always coming up with reasons to procrastinate, to self-sabotage, to distract ourselves from that thing that we know will really bring a lot of transformation in our life. And we're going to come up with a bunch of excuses to stop ourselves from doing that. Remember, that is your ego's job to keep you in your comfort zone. Why? Because any kind of change, regardless of whether it's positive or negative oriented, you might never know the difference, right? You're the one who attaches, your consciousness, the soul that is with and inhabiting this body. It's the one that determines, where to move and what to tap into and all of that. But anytime you do that, your ego perceives that as a threat. Your ego is designed to survive at all costs. So it will always come up with ways to distract you from what you know you're supposed to be doing. So anytime you step out of that comfort zone, trust me, you're gonna face a myriad of excuses, of procrastination, of just laziness and all of that over and over again. And here's another reminder that I had this week that the more and more you give in to those excuses, the more and more you're showing your mind different ways on how it can actually keep you stuck in that comfort zone. So today you may say, you know what, I'm just going to give in and just not do that exercise routine that I've been trying to build up to. And guess what? In that moment, you've already trained your ego on how to distract you the next time round. So if you can actually start cultivating, just going beyond your mind and not allowing yourself to give into the temptation to procrastinate, to distract yourself, to self-sabotage, the more and more you honor that, even if it feels like the most painful thing, the easier it becomes, like you find now the ego starts releasing its hold on you. But if you keep on giving in, guess what? You're just giving your mind even more power to distract you the next time around. And this is how you keep yourself stuck. So that was my lesson for the week. And I'd love to hear from you. How have you grown? What have you realized? What new things are you tapping into? Do share down below in the comments. So today's topic is all about, you know, I realized this week that we tend to value people less or more depending on probably the kind of work they're doing or the kind of value you're perceiving them to have based on the kind of money. And usually it's based on money wise, right? The kind of money, the kind of material things they have, or sometimes it could even be we're perceiving them based on what we think their job is worth. Sometimes, and I'm just giving an example. This is no attack to whatever career you might be tapping into. I'm just giving examples here, or any kind of judgment. I'm not doing that. I'm just giving an example because this is kind of like an accepted norm, probably in any society may tap into. People might time to view someone like a cleaner doing a work that is not valuable, right? So we tend to pay them less. Why? Because in our minds, we assume that any person can actually wake up and clean. So obviously we don't need to honor that. Actually, a better example would be like let's say a plumber, right? We all have plumbers, people who come to unclog our pipes and all of that. Not everyone is skilled in that. It takes a level of skill set to be able to do that, right? You gotta train. Maybe you don't even need to go to school and get certified in that, but still someone needs to train you on doing that. Now, if you were to put someone like me, I have no plumbing experience. If you were to put me in that job, I will not even know where to start. It's not something I'm aware about. I don't even know what to look for when it comes to the pipes and all of that, right? I've never trained in that. But if I was to take a plumber and put them in my position right now and ask them, shoot a video about anything and talk about spirituality, because that's not their area, they would also be like a deer in the headlights, right? That they'll be lost. They wouldn't know how to go about it. And this is how I want you to look at the different careers and the different kind of work that maybe the people around you are tapping into. Because again, we tend to value people who are doing this kind of work as being less, and we end up paying them less, which is okay. I know we are very far from maybe not maybe very far, but I'm just saying like before the consciousness behind that changes, it might take some time, which is well and good. But I'm starting right now. If now, based on the example that I've given, that if I was to put you in that position, whatever position you're perceiving or tending to demean based on your perceivedness or whatever society has told you to view such a person, if I was to put you in that position, do you think you'd be able to do that job as well as this person who's been training for years, who've had a ton of experience doing that kind of work? Probably you would also be lost. You will not know how to start, right? The experience they have is actually the genius they bring into that. And this is how I want you to look at it, right? Everyone has their own set of genius. We tend to perceive that maybe someone who's gone to school for the last 8 years, 10 years, gotten their master's and PhD, we're gonna value them more because they've really dedicated the time, their energy, and all of that towards gaining that level of mastery. But guess what? Just because this person has not gone or has not had that kind of training, remember their day-to-day operations on that job or whatever station they're at, their daily experience of that or the number of jobs they've done, that's also their level of mastery. But because the whole society tends to value or see certain jobs as being lower than others, and usually again it's based on the money because we'll assume that someone who's probably have gone to school and gain a PhD. Obviously, they've spent a lot of money based on the fees that they've been paying, but maybe someone who's been going through the plumbing skills or getting plumbing skills or carpentry skills or all of that, probably they didn't have to spend that much money. So we just tend to value them less for some reason. I'm just giving an example. But if you were to take the person who's doing PhD, regardless of whatever field they're in, and just put them and tell them to solve a certain plumbing issue that they've never had experience, guess what? Then you will start seeing them as maybe not as intelligent, right? Because that's not their mastery. If you're to take the plumber to a class, maybe to lecture on whatever the PhD was about, if you're to take them to do that, they will also not be able to do that because that's not their mastery. But can we start seeing people as being genius in their own right? We're not meant to do the same things, okay? And really starting to value the kind of assistance, the kind of help that everyone around you, all the people around you, whether they're in a lower station as based on whatever organization or whatever society says, regardless of whatever station or perceived value we have for their job, can you actually start seeing them as being a genius in their own right? Sometimes we tend to, let's go to school, right? We tend to probably pay people who teach in kindergarten maybe less than we teach professors who teach in campuses. Okay, I'm not going to argue with that, right? And maybe a professor can be able to teach a kindergarten teacher, no problem. But you who's on the outside, we tend to have this kind of like, or you might tend to have this kind of respect, okay, which again is all over society, that you give to a professor who's teaching in campus compared to a kindergarten teacher, right? You tend to view them less because maybe you perceive the work they're doing, it's not too much. Like kids are easy, right? But in actual sense, if you were probably to put the professor in that position that requires a certain level of mastery of patience, because remember, this is you're teaching children who don't know anything. They've never held a pen. You're teaching them how to know the different letters, the different numbers. It takes a certain level of skill to be able to do that. A professor might not have the patience to do that. But because, yes, they have the title and all of that, we tend to pay them more, right? We tend to respect them more compared to the work that this person who's teaching kindergarten is doing. But guess what? If you actually to have a higher perspective, every one of them is bringing a beautiful kind of genius to whatever station or field they're in. So why is it that we tend to value one more and one less? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that because I'm still trying to figure it out on my own, but I'd love to hear from you and get a conversation started on this. But the reason I'm speaking about this is that even in your own home, right? Maybe the people who help you around the house, obviously, maybe you might be able to hire someone to come and clean for you at home or sometimes even to cook and all of that. But because you're the one paying, you might assume that, I can talk to them the way that I like. I can shout at them and all of that. But if I was to put you in that position and maybe ask you to do everything that you're asking this person to do, you would probably struggle. Okay. You probably wouldn't even be able to match the level of energy and the level of skill that you're requiring them to have. So, can you teach yourself to see everyone around you as a human and respect them for just being their own genius in their own right? Whether they're being paid more or whether they're being perceived to have more, whether they have whatever kind of material things they have, it doesn't matter. Can you see them as human first before you start judging them based on the title or the kind of position or the kind of work they're doing? That's all I'm saying, okay? And I also read something in the book that I'm reading right now, Conversations with God, beautiful expert. There's one point that, you know, the response God was giving to Neil Donald Walsh was that we tend to, most people have this perceived notion that money is bad. Okay. So anything that we see as good and then we attach money to it, we tend to think that those two can't mix. So when you're looking at probably a teacher, because what the work they're doing is actually really good. We need our teachers, right? They play a vital role in our society, but probably teachers are not actually paid for the level of work that they actually bring, right? They're not paid what they're worth. That's what I mean. But because now we have this mentality that money is bad, right? We can't mix the good work someone is doing and something bad. So we tend to not pay the worthwhile things, their value, and then we tend to invest our money in things that actually don't benefit us in any way. We can spend thousands of dollars on I don't want to say ridiculous things, but things that don't actually bring us true meaning, not tangible meaning in our lives. We can spend so much on that because We can view that as being bad and we're okay because money is bad, then the two of them go together. Or something that is good for some reason, because in our mind we're like, if it's good, we can't give them something bad, which is money. So we won't value them for the amount of value that they're bringing to our life. And just having that kind of switch in your mind and seeing the value in that person's work and the amount of energy, the amount of time, the amount of mastery that they have in that position. And again, the kind of work or the kind of transformation you're experiencing from them doing what they're doing, then they deserve to have the most amount of money. So instead of you going to invest in something that's just going to make you sick or going to make you feel angry or just affect your health in some way, why not invest in something that will actually bring you value in your life? So to learn to appreciate these people who are helping you in your life, don't look at them as being less. Because again, even the person who's cleaning for you, remember they're actually helping you out. If it wasn't them, it will mean it was you who's cleaning around, dusting around, washing all your laundry and all of that. You're the one who'll be doing that. That's a lot of work. So remember, that is an act of service, a huge act of service. Can you learn to appreciate that? Don't look at them as being less just because society has told you to designate them as being less because of the kind of work they're doing. Remember, they are providing such huge value because if they were not there, you're the one who'll be doing that work. You're the one who'll be waking up at the crack of dawn to clean up all the nooks and crannies in your house. To value them for the kind of transformation, the kind of love, the kind of energy that they're actually saving you by doing what they do. Okay, so I hope everything that I've shared in today's video has actually sparked a new idea within you, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. And what do you actually think about this topic? Why do we tend to value people as being more or less based on the kind of money and the kind of material things that they have? And then we tend to look at less at people who actually do still bring a certain beautiful level of mastery in our lives, but we value them less. Why is that? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Okay, so share in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe and also click on the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any time I actually upload any piece of content. Okay, so I'm wishing you a lovely week of beautiful transformation, and I'm looking forward to hearing how you've grown, how you've evolved in this next week. I did promise I was going to share more on how the two modalities I work with will actually bring transformational value in your life. So let me just share my screen. So soul alignment is actually a modality that is based on working with the Akashic record. So it's actually about helping you identify your own unique divine nature and the gifts, and also helping you to figure out, based on your gifts, based on your soul level gifts, how can you leverage this to tap into your purpose, to tap into something that actually brings your life more fulfillment. Based on the information age we're living in, where left, right, and center, there are thousand or infinite number of ways for you to attain a certain kind of level of success or fulfillment in your life. You can get lost trying different things. With soul element, you're actually just zeroing in on your particular level of genius. Genius is what I was talking about here, right? So if you're struggling with your self-identity, maybe you've lost yourself in the kind of career you're doing, maybe you're waking up today and you just don't know if you're fulfilled anymore. Soul Element can actually help you get in touch with who you actually are and what contribution, unique contribution you have to bring in this world. And the more and more you're tapping into that, the more and more you're making your everyday choices and actions to be more aligned with who you are, you'll start seeing this reflected in different areas of your life. Okay, so soul alignment is all about realigning you and how you show up in your human experience and making sure that that is in alignment with your original soul blueprint. A lot of us have lost complete connection with who you were designed to be based on the different choices. Remember, anytime you take an action that goes against who you were designed to be, you're taking yourself further and farther away from, your true nature. So a lot of us have actually lost a true connection to our true self based on this. So if you're feeling a bit lost, feeling a bit unfulfilled and all of that, soul alignment will be a great fit for you. So the core principles of soul alignment is that First of all, you'll be getting practical useful information that actually has transformational value. So it's not beating around the bush and giving you a bunch of information that is just fun to hear. Once you actually apply all the information that I will be sharing with you about you in the reading and actually start taking practical steps in your daily life, you'll start seeing your life transform. Now, all of a sudden, those patterns that you feel have kept on repeating over and over and over again, now that you're starting to do something different, you're starting to create different experiences for yourself. It's all about free will and choice. Because the one thing that I really emphasize with is that you have to take responsibility for the life you've created. A lot of people, or you might tend to separate yourself from the kind of results you're seeing, but remember that your life right now is a reflection on all your past choices, right? Whether in this lifetime or in previous lifetime. So it's all relevant. It's actually helping you get in touch with the choices that you made, both in your past life and even in your current life, that is actually contributing to the kind of experiences you have right now. So taking responsibility and starting to empower yourself by taking different choices to create different results. Of course, you'll also receive a soul level energetic healing of your blueprint. Remember, every time we've made negative choices over and over again, that is actually recorded within the blueprint. So what usually happens is that you keep on attracting people and experiences because they are a vibrational match to who you are at a soul level. Okay. So it's all relevant will actually be healing that and releasing all these negative karmic patterns from your blueprint so that now you're no longer a vibrational match to these experiences. And of course, the most important thing is that you get to heal yourself. Remember that no healer actually heals you. It's me teaching you how to heal yourself, okay? So just through your awareness and you just saying no, and of course with the intention that I will be setting for you within your own Akashic record, you'll actually be able to heal yourself. So we solve element for if you're feeling stuck in repetitive negative patterns, whether in finances, relationships, or health, this will be a good fit to actually get to the root cause of that and how you can release those patterns within your life. If you're struggling with self-identity and feeling disconnected from your true purpose, if you're experiencing constant roadblocks and challenges that seem to have no cause or solution, solar element can really get to the root of that and help you identify how to get yourself unstuck from those challenges. If you have difficulty understanding why certain relationships or situations seem to repeat with you over and over again, if you're lacking clarity about your career or life direction, maybe you're currently in a job that doesn't give you that fulfillment and you don't even know where or where to even begin tapping into something else, by getting in touch with who you were designed to be, it will make that choice for you much easier. Okay? If you're sensing that past traumas or unexplained fears are influencing your current life, Soul Element can help with that. If you're experiencing low energy or motivation despite efforts to make positive changes in your life, we can get to the root cause of that and also help you identify what new action can get you unstuck from that. If you're feeling trapped by limiting beliefs and recurring self-sabotaging behaviors, we can actually again get to the root cause of that and see how you can tap a way out from that. And also, if you have a deep desire for emotional healing and freedom from the burdens of the past, but you have no idea where to even begin, soul element reading would be a good fit for you. So the second modality is called quantum flow, which is all about an embodiment mechanism in a transformational experiences that rewires your nervous system and restores balance to your body and mind. Why I love this practice so much, and one thing you need to know is that so with quantum flow, it's not just a one hit solution, you know. Remember, you've had so many years to build the limiting patterns, the limiting belief systems that have been keeping you stuck. And of course, just having one session with quantum flow will not be the solution that you need. Remember that all the trauma, all the experiences, all those things that you've experienced in your life, all the way from childhood, for most people, they're not aware that they're also recorded within their body, within their nervous system, okay, which is linked to their unconscious mind. So when most people start their healing journey, they only focus on your mind, which is actually well and good. It can help you rewire, but you find that it might take a longer period of time to get to that level where you're feeling whole and complete and completely releasing, all those past patterns and limiting beliefs that have been creating those, painful experiences for yourself. With quantum flow, you actually getting to accelerate that because you're not only focusing your mind, but you're focusing on different areas of your life, okay? So it's going to be working with you on a physical level by rewiring your body at a cellular level. It's going to be working with your mental, your emotional, and your spiritual well-being. So actually working on different facets of your life, so not just one. And by doing this, you're actually getting to accelerate your healing process. So instead of taking years, you can actually start experiencing transformation. Even with just a couple of practices with this quantum flow, you can start feeling the differences. You'll start feeling lighter, happier, more clear, and all of that. If you like to actually get a taste of what quantum flow is, I have a couple of meditations available for you for free within this channel. So if you go check out my playlist, you will get access to that. Go and just feel and have a taste of what quantum flow is for you. And remember, if you want to go deeper, because that's just a small taste, the meditation is just a small taste of what quantum flow is. If you want to go deeper, I do invite you to book a session with me, okay? So you can scan the QR code on your screen right now, or you can check out the link in the description box down below. Book a call with me or connect with me on Facebook or Instagram if that's easier for you. You can message me and I'll get back in touch with you. And we can actually get to see if these two modalities will be a great fit for you with whatever experiences you're having currently in your life. How do you actually start breaking free from all those cycles that have kept you stuck for so many years? These two modalities will be a game changer. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, don't forget to subscribe and also click on the notification bell. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thank you and wishing you an amazing week ahead.